What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Gym Floor. Jess is in the house again. Jace is still slacking off. He's back in the country, not even here. But I think he's probably deserved it. Today, we talk about heaps of stuff. Updates on UStrong. Trials and tribulations of opening a gym. And the fun shit as well. And also a big chat about like understanding why your business exists and why potentially you're getting clients that you aren't loving, or you're not getting any. So yeah, interesting topic that we unpacked. Love to hear your feedback. Don't forget, as always, hit subscribe, hit like or follow or whatever thing it is on your app. If you're on Spotify, use the share button in Spotify. Don't screenshot it or it goes back screen. That's really disappointing because I look massive today.
What?
I really need to see that on the internet. Enjoy the episode. Don't forget to go to stcfit.com to get our free Value Compass resource. A lot of what we talked about today can be solved just by filling that out and paying a lot of attention to it. So it will help. Okay, thanks. Enjoy the episode. Fuck, Rick Rogan still got me.
Rick Rogan.
That's the best. You have to tune into the Fit episode this week. Find out who Rick Rogan is. It's going to be my alter ego now.
Your alter ego. Rick Rogan honestly just sounds like nightmare fuel.
I'm going to create an Instagram that's Rick Rogan and just like post all my heinous views of the world.
And troll
like
poor
dummy.
people on the internet.
It's just like it's a dummy account. Imagine on Thursdays. Fucking hell.
Oh my God. The sassiness that comes out in our group chats on a Thursday is like you have to really question yourself sometimes.
Yeah, I missed it this week. So like, Mads was still here Monday, so it was kind of like we didn't do meetings, kind of weird day.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't really know what day it is at the moment.
Is today the...
But then because it's Friday, I'm not upset.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense.
So I didn't get the Thursday salt. And then I was like, oh, fuck yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah, I had my Thursday on Wednesday.
You had it early.
I worked at the lift off.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, no.
Extra day.
Extra day. I actually work Saturday and Sunday.
So predictable, isn't it? 4 days of engaging with humans. I hate everyone.
Yeah. We had this conversation where I was like, so on Friday, a bunch of us were at UStrong working together to get the gym together. So I was around a lot of people. And then on Saturday, I met a lot of people at UStrong and did a lot of phone calls. And then on Sunday, I worked at the lift off and I was like, is this what it's like to work in the real world? And I'm not at my computer in my little room and I'm extroverted.
Yeah.
I'm extroverted.
It's that meme that I sent you, so you'll find it.
Oh, yeah.
How was the lift off?
The lift off was so good. Adrian and Liana killed it.
Yeah, it's a really good event.
Really, really good event. Lots of money's raised. Ruffles is a little G. Yeah, my client slayed. I had like such a cool mixture. Had like a strong woman that was doing deadlift only.
Mm-hmm.
I had a client that never in her life anticipated she'd do anything powerlifty and did squat, bench and deadlift.
Yep.
Killed it.
Yep.
Opened on PBs for deadlift. And yeah, her second was a PB on squat.
Yeah.
She went 8 for 9, but just missed her last bench. But that's because we opened on a bigger number and she PB'd on her first and second.
Yeah.
So like it was
no.
just, yeah. And she was like, oh, sure, let's just go for a bigger one. I'm like, great. Like that's what I needed.
Yeah.
That's like what she needed from the day.
Yeah.
Not one of my clients deadlifted less than 110 kilos.
Fuck.
Which was cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. And this is like a pre-novice meet too. Like that's actually pretty impressive.
This is just like for fun.
Yeah.
This is for funsies.
Yep.
So yeah, 110 and then 3 of them pulled 115. One of my girls is in ACL recovery. She had a reconstruction. She did a powerlifting meet.
Did it at a meet?
No.
Oh,
so she
right.
did a meet.
Right.
Didn't get a lift that she wanted to, so re-deadlifted the next day. Then at work the day after she did it. Yeah. But
body just checked out. It's like, nah.
Yeah, so she did 120 in comp. She pulled 120 in comp, and then at the lift off she pulled 115.
Yeah.
While she's in, and she could have done more.
Yeah.
But she just wanted to pull 100.
Yep.
And everything moved so well. I was like,
Not today.
shut up. We have clearance. And then, yeah, Mel, over double body weight, 115. Slay.
She's a weapon.
Yeah, so much fun. I loved putting that reel together of her doing her cheer stuff because people just like don't know what anyone does outside.
Yeah.
Like, oh, by the way, she's an engineer every fortnight. Yeah, so she's an engineer. She built one of the bridges that annoys me on the way. We talk about it all the time. I was like, oh, you bitch. I have to go over the roadworks for that one every time I come to Point Cook. So she is an engineer.
Is she a flyer? Isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Makes
a
sense.
flyer and competes
That's the one they throw in the air.
at Worlds. Yeah, she is a very small human. Some fucking muscle on her, though. And then every fortnight for work, there's a new project in Brisbane. So she lives in Brisbane for 3 to 5 days.
Wild.
Yeah.
She's still strong as shit.
Yeah. And right now, she's like actually with a friend of the show, Monique, who moved to the Gold Coast because they're friends.
Oh, mad.
Crazy. She's like, I'm seeing my friend in the Gold Coast, and told me. I was like,
That's my friend.
crazy. But no, liftoff was amazing. It was so much fun. We went and got a bite to eat afterwards.
Yeah, nice.
Group chats going off.
Did you go to the 300 grams place or did you go somewhere else?
I did.
Was it good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Why do you look so sad?
Because I had to drive home after.
High risk, high reward.
One of the girls got a Biscoff thick shake.
Look, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? There's a controversial opinion that's been happening.
Oh,
In
yeah,
my
you're
house.
a piece of shit. You don't like Biscoff.
Biscoff is potentially the most overrated food on planet Earth.
That's how I feel about Nutella.
I'll fight you about it.
Yeah, I'm happy to fight about it. I think that uncultured people aren't sure what to do with a little bit of spice.
So, Amy made a apple crumble with Biscoff in it, and that was like the last line for me. I was like, stop fucking things up with Biscoff.
Apple crumble with Amy, I'll be your husband.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my God.
Me and Parker can have Nutella.
Yeah, Parker eats everything. He doesn't count. At the moment, he's in a stage of calling chocolate cocklet. So, like, he'll just scream
That's
out, cock! I'm like,
That's fun. I like that.
like,
Yeah, I'm done.
Never change.
I'm done with Biscoff. It's everywhere. It's not good. Stop putting it in things that are already good and ruining them.
Was it crunchy or smooth Biscoff?
A little bit crunchy.
I hate crunchy Biscoff. I only like smooth.
I'm about that with peanut butter too. I don't hate it, but I prefer smooth.
I only like. I also have mouth ulcers, so it doesn't really like.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I actually also don't really like peanut butter as a dessert.
No, because it's savory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big spread person in general. Peanut butter gets drizzled on an overnight oats. Mm-hmm. I don't understand people that have Biscoff with strawberries. It doesn't. It's not a flavor that goes together.
Not complimentary.
No, Biscoff goes with banana.
Okay. It doesn't, but go on.
You don't have to like it.
Nutella does.
So does peanut butter and Nutella. Everything goes with banana.
fucking goes with banana.
Because it's a white carb, so it goes with everything.
It's just the best.
And yeah, peanut butter. I am privy to a peanut butter and jam sandwich.
Oofed. Do you know what I've been having this
I'm
week?
a fan. Yeah.
So put my calories up heaps, but I also put my fats up to 90 grams a day.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would do so well with that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
So the first couple of days, I had 45 grams of peanut butter on two pieces of toast. So I was actually having toast on peanut butter at that point.
That is thick with
Yeah.
a triple C.
I'm pretty glad I had also have a protein shake at the same time because it's like your boy needs some milk.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Oh my God, Tam just came in with coffee.
Thank you, Tam.
This is my first coffee of the day at 10 a.m.
Wow, you did amazing in the first pod.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I have a lot of energy.
But halfway through the week, I got a little bit sick of the... I was like, do I want to make that sound for people in the car? But yeah, fuck them. So
Tam, clip of and put a trigger warning in.
So it's now one piece of peanut butter and one piece of Nutella.
Love.
Me too.
I really love a Nutella on toast. There's not much better than.
It's second on my list of joys for the day.
Nice.
Food-wise.
Yeah, I was like sun first, peanut butter.
I hung out with my child also, but...
yeah, nice. What's your first favourite?
Maxi Bun's back.
I saw your story.
Bro,
Maxi Buns are back.
So happy.
Love that.
Yeah.
I miss... What's your favorite? So they're your favourite ice cream? Like, single serve, like, buy from the supermarket?
Yeah, favourite one.
Yep.
Not going to have 1,000 calories because I'm going to eat the whole tub. But, yeah, definitely my favourite single serve ice cream.
Cool.
Only the caramel one. I don't like the original at all. I used to hate them.
I don't like Maxi Buns.
Yeah, we've had this
discussion. I just don't like moist biscuit.
Yeah, I get it, and I didn't used to either. But apparently, if you put caramel in it, I'm about it.
Yeah, salted caramel ice cream is my favorite flavor of everything.
So yeah, if I was gonna buy any ice cream, the Haagen-Dazs salted caramel is worlds above everything else.
Yeah, and what's the one? The box is black, and they're
the tub or the box.
Both.
Oh, the connoisseur.
Connoisseur, that's the one. The salted caramel sticks are really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the Murray?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have had that in the tub.
Huge fan.
That would be pretty good with chocolate coating, actually.
Can't have tubs because I'll eat the whole thing.
Yeah, sucks if you're dieting right now.
Does
listening
suck.
to this.
Yeah, sucks if you've also got intestinal issues as well.
That's good.
We're all shitting ourselves.
Ice cream's probably not going to help.
I have not had ice cream in a hot minute.
Yeah, I don't think it would go well for you right now.
Soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
I don't think it's a case of just like up the lactase and you'll be fine. Like
No,
there's past that point at this stage in your life.
There's no lactose intolerance involved in this issue. Oh my
God.
God.
Does lactase work for you? Because I know you're funny with dairy, right?
No, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little bit funny, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I eat everything in. I eat cheese. I'm fine.
Amy can like just have 2 lactase and like everything's fine.
Yeah,
pizza, melted cheese.
So I didn't know that lactase was a thing.
Yeah.
And I went to like a family function, and someone like was offering it, and I was like, "Who's offering drugs at the table?"
Yes.
And that's when I discovered. Sometimes you do take random pills from people. No, and I was like, "What do you mean?" I had no idea what it was until like 2 years ago. I was like, this is...
That's a thing.
This is God's work. Like, this is what he wanted.
He created this for me.
I smashed through... How long ago was it? When I went to Brisbane, I smashed through a pizza. Okay, in all fairness, it was wood fire, so there was like 2 tiny bits of cheese on it. Like,
so they're the ones that mess Amy up the most. She has to have lactase for them.
Because it's real cheese.
But if you have like like an Aussie pizza...
Yeah, I haven't had one of those. But yeah, I ordered it out. I went to Fallon's.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I got a wood fire pizza from Fallon's, and I was just like, I had to walk back afterwards, and I was like, oh God, I made a mistake.
What bull sharks? Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll take the risk.
Yeah, last time we went
I'm
there.
willing to die in this river
Last
tonight.
time we went there as a group. How much would it cost? How much would you pay to jump in the river with the bull sharks? It's crazy. Didn't go with a group of men. Didn't have conversations like that.
It's funny how that happens.
Oh,
I found that meme.
Oh, yes.
Having to tell people your social battery is drained feels so embarrassing. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just really tired because I spent too much time with people who love me and are fun, and now I need to be alone.
For context, we went to Sydney for a work trip last year, and Tam and Jason shared one apartment, and Ben and I had another apartment. And Ben told me that he was going to have a nap, and I was like, "What? Like, what do you need?" And it was like, "Yep, I'm having a nap. No talking."
I didn't say no talking.
No, but the part where you said you were napping was implied. So I had my music on really, really low, and I was just like in the bathroom getting ready for dinner.
Definitely could have had the music up. I didn't know you were doing that on my behalf, but...
There are 2 types of people. There's the person in the bathroom pre-gaming with no alcohol, just vibes, and the other person napping because they're like, I literally had to spend time in the presence of other people all morning.
For like 3 days. I'm done.
Leave me
Tapped
alone.
out. Yeah.
Love. I could never.
After the lift off, when we got home, I just vanished.
Yeah.
Get the text message. Are you okay? Like, it's peoply. I need a minute.
Lots of people doing people things around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I astonish myself sometimes with how much I like being around people.
Yeah. I like it until I'm not there anymore.
It's different people that I don't know in a one-on-one setting that get me. So like now that I'm going through consultations and things like that for the gym, I'm consciously being myself.
Yep.
In all of the consults. I'm not trying to just sell. I'm just being myself, being chill, because I'm like, you are going to be exhausted, and then these people are probably going to hate you.
Yeah.
Anyway, because when you are yourself, you're going to be like,
Yeah.
So I'm trying my hardest to just like not think about it too much.
Yeah.
Because it is exhausting speaking to like in calls 8 individual people that you have nothing.
No reference point.
Nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're having very similar.
Maybe we should do workout consults.
That's so funny. I did 2 yesterday.
Come and train with me, and I'll sell your membership.
I was like, jump on the gym floor.
Yeah.
And we'll just have a chat.
Yeah.
While you move.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, that's cool. I was going to say something now. I've forgotten. Oh, so I currently like going back and forwards with a potential, we'll just call it a deal, that involves probably the most, it's not, I don't want to make it sound derogatory. Someone who speaks the most corporate that I've probably engaged with in like 6 years.
Okay.
And then even just the way I was introduced was super sketch.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't, he didn't know who I was. He wasn't prepared for like me kind of stepping in with this offer and how it all sort of came together. And then what he'd come to present with me there wasn't really, he felt like it wasn't the right thing either. So the first like engagement was kind of really clunky.
Yeah.
Then we caught up one-on-one yesterday and I was just like, fuck, this is so different.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have to not be myself, but just not swear and speak very deliberately and think about what I was saying before I said it.
Yeah.
It was so interesting.
I think that's what's exhausting me the most.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know my crowd. Don't get me wrong. Like on the gym floor when I'm coaching sessions, I swear.
Yeah.
I absolutely swear.
Yeah.
And like, it's fine. You gauge the audience. You build that trust over time and whatever. Obviously not going to do it in a consultation.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like, the level of concentration and calculation in what you have to say because I feel like I could probably do that better in general. Think about what I'm going to say before I say it more often. But being like, cool, I've got like 15 minutes on the phone with you. Like, I need to get as much as I can out of understanding who you are before I give you what we do.
Yeah. I think it's natural to sit into that like match and mirror thing too.
Yeah.
Like you're taught, week 1 of PT, like match and mirror. If they lean forwards, you lean forwards. If they're relaxed, you're relaxed. If they're well-spoken, you're well-spoken.
And now we're like, set the tone.
Yeah. So now it's just like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
You like it or you don't.
Yeah.
So then going into an environment where it's like, no, we actually do have to meet halfway here. So I do have to match where you're coming in. It was really interesting. Like the call went for an hour.
Yeah.
But I reckon I got him to laugh 40 minutes in.
Oh, that's tough crowd.
It was very exchange information, ask question, I ask question, you ask question, exchange information.
Yeah.
Very formal, very
intimidating.
Formal. Very like, oh, you know what I mean? Like that, you've experienced this and like just trying to find like, I respect you, we're cool, we're both on the same level. I'm not saying you don't know, I don't know kind of deal. And then, just like one offhanded comment. And he kind of giggled. And I was like, it's a person.
Yeah.
It's a person. We can be friends.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I got off the call and messaged Loz. I'm like, you fucking corporates, man. You're hard work.
It's half crowd.
Yeah.
Being like me going back into face-to-face now, It's going to be really interesting, like with the diversity of members so far.
I think that's the biggest challenge. Even us running the giveaway, I've had a few people come through that would never have come through.
Yeah.
And it's like, I actually have to remember what it's like to be, good coach is the wrong word, to have a broad scale of accommodation for lots of different people.
Yeah.
So it's like, sit down with a 19-year-old girl that hasn't really trained before, that's kind of running. It's like, and she's asking like, how do I calculate maintenance, and what should my deficit be, and then like, how do I time nutrition around training and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are amazing questions that I haven't had asked of me for a really long time.
But you know what would also be interesting? How many of your clients, or like how many of our clients would want to know more of
that stuff?
Right?
Yeah.
And it's assumed, and they like through coaching pick it up anyway.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder
think this girl in particular was like, I'm going to do this for 4 weeks and learn as much as I can, and I'm out.
Good on her.
Which is fine. But yeah, the questions, I was just like, man, I haven't engaged with someone like this. Because like there was just zero connection.
Yeah.
Like within the first call, I was like, she's going to do 4 weeks, it's fine. Like there just wasn't, we didn't click enough that this is going to be a long term. Maybe it will be eventually, but you just get that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just learning to be like, okay, this person isn't going to the gym at the moment, and this person is like got X amount of weight to lose instead of X amount to put on a total and stuff like that. It's just like, okay, it goes from autopilot back and forward relationship to all the things we teach. Ask all the questions, speak less, gather information, reassurance, match and mirror. It's just like those fundamentals of,
if I'm going to be myself to you, I will terrify you.
a little bit. Yeah. I'm not pretending, but I'm not
being
aggressively me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we're so comfortable in our environment with our people and our web. Like, not just like the 5 of us, but like our web of
beyond
people.
That,
like
yeah.
We can just completely be ourselves, and it's not questioned. So yeah, it has been interesting. This giveaway in particular, had someone that was scared to eat more than 1,200.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, flashback.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I haven't had that in a while.
Yeah.
1,500 is the new 1,200.
Okay. Yeah.
For
most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,500, and like at the absolute most, 1,800 is terrifying. Not for all my clients, like the people that are scared.
Yeah, of course.
The 15 to 1,800 is thing, and then like the first milestone is seeing 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've just got scale stuff now. Like seeing a number on the scale, scary.
Yes, that is also that's another one.
I think the food thing's kind of done for most of them. They don't. Yeah, it's not.
The number is the kilos, not.
Yeah, what they're fearful
cows.
of is. Yeah, and even just like what I looked like last time I weighed that.
Yeah.
It's like one of my girls, like weapon, just progressively has been. We've had some hormonal changes and stuff, and progressively being able to eat more and more and more and more. And I'm like, we're going to fucking like this
push
body weight.
Yeah.
And found a photo of her at that body weight and was like, now I'm terrified.
Yeah.
I'm like, you will not look like
I'm
that
so excited for you to
again.
get there and see.
Yeah. Because that body weight there versus what you'll look like at that body weight now are not the same thing.
Yep. Love that.
Yeah, this is fun. It's
I'm
fun
very
to play
excited.
With. Yeah, there's a couple getting on the Jax train at the moment, which is fun.
It's so... Once people stop... I don't know, like everyone's clients, you know, it's very follow the leader. You know, but just finished a prep. A lot of my clients are stepping into a prep and blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, it tends to happen that way. Or a couple clients start doing it, they're like, oh, it like they break the mold and they're like, cool. They take the fear out of it because it's like, oh, I've followed her for so long and like I haven't noticed that she's gained 4 kilos.
Yeah.
And it just takes like that fear away out of them. So like having that couple of clients that are like super happy to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it even with the training videos.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, at the moment, there's quite a few that I have. And, like, at times, it's like it's either just Mads or you're on there a lot.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people kind of they're like, oh, Jess is just different. Like, I can't train like that. Because it's like, you're the PT, you're the coach or whatever. There's been a couple of other girls that are, like, chipped in and, like, hustling.
Yep.
And then there's another one. And there's another one.
Yeah.
And there's another one. It's like, oh, if they can train like that, I can train like that.
Yeah. That's the Belfie for my girls.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I'll get like tagged in a Belfie. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you did. I love it.
Yeah, that's great.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, watching that confidence when someone like blah, blah, blah tagged you in a story and you're like,
yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Got one of my, don't think she listens, but like one of my clients, she only trains at home. She's got a 6 set up at home, including a pull-up bar.
Yep.
Only trains at home, does the silks, like the aerial thing. I don't know anything about it. I should learn. I got so many people that start
very fucking impressive.
I've broken into that market now. I got rings, aerial, and pole.
Yeah.
So impressive. The imbalances are fucked, but we can talk about that later. But she had never, ever, 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 like she doesn't post anything other than her dancing. And then she tagged me in like a pull-up story and I was like, oh my God, this has made my life.
We've made it.
This has made my life.
That's the best.
But yeah, it's so much fun. That is just like a whole new sense of confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like, you don't have to, but it's really cool when you see people who wouldn't because they might be worried about what other people would think.
Yeah.
And then they do. It's awesome.
Well, you forget that people have their like corporate mates from work on there.
Yeah.
And it's like old fucking Dave from finance. Like gonna watch me in a sports bra or like any physical feat.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you're wearing.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want Rick Rogan to see that.
No, if you're going to be Rick Rogan, we can't put you in that category.
No, I'm not going to create this fake person.
Rick Rogan, the hypothetical man.
That just everything that a man's not supposed to be.
The misogynistic.
Yeah.
Dick swinging.
Mm-hmm. Definitely got to mansplain. Definitely got to have incredibly far right leaning political views.
We'll ask you how many sets you've got left, but we'll absolutely bite your head off if you asked him.
Yeah. Yep.
That's his machine.
Yeah. 100%. It's my gym.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I'm so excited.
What's going on at UStrong?
Oh, what is going on at UStrong? We are selling memberships, guys. Like, there's actually we're selling memberships. Physically at UStrong, we need to do so much. Oh yeah. Mr. Peninsula Barbell offered to help us when we do our weekend.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so everyone's like, let me help with the squat cage, like the cages and blah blah blah. So
yep.
So physically, there's putting the gym together now.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get the mats.
Yep.
But we have a booking system where people can book a get to know you call, and I can chit chat to them, figure out what they want and what they need out of a gym, and see if UStrong is a good fit. I would love it to be a fit for everybody, but it truly isn't. But people figure that out pretty early on.
Yeah.
If they don't want what we offer, which is good quality strength training 3 times a week, up to 4 times a week. And yeah, so lots and lots of calls. Yesterday was like, I had a 7 a.m. and it was like a 1, a 2, a 2:30, a 3, a 3:30 and a 5:30.
That's dope.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And like these are people booking him in themselves.
Yeah.
DMs are rolling through now, like on Instagram. Lots of like inquiries. So it's very interesting now being on the other end after having like an online business for however long. People know where to go for answers, and aside from like what's the price, because I don't have my price up, but now I've got to fill in the gaps of FAQs.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need to answer this question. I'm answering the same fucking questions.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, I need to streamline this. Like, I need to, if this is going to reduce the amount of phone calls, because a lot of people just want to know things without wanting to actually sign up, which has been very interesting. Yeah. It's like, I'm actually really happy at my gym, but I just want to know what you guys offer. Yeah. That's been a lot.
Yeah. So weird.
Yeah. But then I forget that this is, to them, this is just a large business. Yeah. This is just a gym. Not a person. They get people all the time asking these questions. Yeah. Whereas, you know, PT, if someone's inquiring, they know exactly what you do. Yeah. So looking at it from the business perspective has been quite different, and I've needed to take out my frustrations and be more realistic in my conversion rates.
Yeah, and that's like...
I had to think about what podcast we're on for a second. I was like, wait. Yeah, like with the conversion rates,
Well, online PT is like 90%.
I'm quite... If someone's reaching out to me, they're going to sign up.
Even if they go through the website. It's like... Yeah. Website to booking to call to close.
Correct.
From start to finish, it goes at 90%.
Yeah.
In this environment, it's like from inquiry to actually speaking to them, 50%. From speaking to them to getting them to a call, 50%. From getting them into the gym and closing, like probably higher, like 70%. But it's like when you whittle all that down, it's like 3 out of 10. The
process that we're doing is, this is so funny talking to you because it's like, you know a lot, but not everything. It's like, it's a really weird dynamic. Yeah. So the initial inquiries get a phone call, and on that phone call, it like 30 minutes is allowed. Yeah. And in that phone call, they're either not a fit, or they're signing up for a membership and they're coming in person. Yeah. The only in-persons that I'm doing, I am prefacing, so we'll have a nice chat about their training, whatever. Awesome. This sounds like it's a really good fit. Would you like to, the 2 or 3, blah, 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 like chat through their options? And it's like, awesome. Let's get you into the facility. We'll go through, sign the stuff together. And then we can go through, because we are less than 4 weeks out of opening. We're opening at the end of the month. To tie them over and to give them a little bit of extra value, I'm sitting down and either chatting to them about training that they can do to lead up into it. Yeah. But the most common thing we're doing is a little nutrition audit. Yeah. Okay. So to get them to come in, I'm showing them the facility. I am filling out the stuff with them. And I am giving them a quick nutrition consultation to help them see some results before they come to the gym. Yep. And that will just help them get into the swing of things, because a lot of people that are joining are not currently training. Yep. Or they've had a gap from training. They've all trained before. That's good. But they've had a gap.
Yeah. Which I think from the paid marketing side, it's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah. And
I think organic will be more, I'm at another gym, I see that, it looks better, I'll go.
Yeah.
Once we launch.
It was really cool. Like, one of the ladies that came through yesterday has trained years pre-lockdown at a gym that I know in North Melbourne, a women's only gym. And we did RDLs. We did a little bit of core stuff because she's postpartum, and we did some RDLs, and I was just watching her move and I was like, oh, I'm so fucking fired up. Yeah. Like, I'm so excited to coach these women. Like, yep. You never fully forget, it's like riding a bike. Yep. And watching her face when she had a barbell in her hand, I was like, you love this shit. Yeah. You just haven't done it. Yeah. But yeah, so that's how UStrong's going. The positive is I'm only going in person for when they are signing. Yeah. So it's not a bunch of meeting people. If someone requested it, I absolutely would, of course. But yeah, there's just a lot going down in the phone calls.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very different.
Yeah. So we have 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks, and we have an 8-week turnaround on the equipment that we need to swap. So that's fun.
Yep.
Just to put a little bit of for the people out there, yeah, I'm going to open a gym. It's really hard.
It is.
So hopefully that's sorted by the end of today, to be honest. We'll figure something out.
What are the things that have come up that you're like, of course this happens when you open a gym?
Yeah, I expected our first time ordering direct.
Yeah.
from manufacturer. Like there was always going to be teething issues with that.
I think, yeah, my favourite part was the unboxing all of the plates.
Yeah.
To be like, every single one of those plates is the wrong one.
Yeah, and it wasn't until I called Jace and that was like probably a missing piece as well. It's like I wasn't involved in the ordering process at all.
It's a good and a bad thing that we all have our own sections.
Yeah, that's just like, I'm learning. The biggest learning curve I'm trying to take is like not getting too involved in every problem, every solution, because I can't. But then knowing what is important and what isn't important for me to know. That's the biggest challenge like in my role.
Yeah.
Because there's some stuff that goes back and forwards about mind, body or whatever, and I'm just like, I just switch off.
Yeah.
Like I can't take that information in. I don't need to.
You don't need to know what me and your dad are trying to figure out with payments. Like none of that.
But if like Jace is away and I'm opening the equipment and I'm like, it looks all right to me, and it's like, actually they should be something else. Like fuck. So that's been a challenge, but yeah. Otherwise, I think it hasn't been as bad as I expected, to be honest. I thought there would be more 3 a.m. wake up stressed. How do we fix this problem? And it hasn't been that way yet.
We'll see how many members we get, and then we can wake up at 3 a.m. I'm having those now.
Yeah.
I'm waking up in the middle of the night being like, yeah, but if you don't sign these people, we don't have a gym.
I think I'm pretty confident we'll hit 50% of budget from now.
Yeah.
And then I'm really confident that from there we do pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think also we're just going to have a business meeting on the podcast now. The open day probably needs attention like Monday.
Yeah.
And then I would expect you and I probably just spend that whole day on sales.
Yep.
And that'll be a big bump as well. That'll make a big difference.
Yeah.
If we drive people to an event that they can come and tangibly see it, then...
We have a lot to do next weekend from Friday to Sunday if we're having an open day the week after that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know it's fun? Mm-hmm. Move house on Thursday.
Good luck to you.
So Thursday, move house. UStrong Friday, UStrong Saturday.
I'll get
finish the move Sunday.
Every single person that has nicely, like in my DMs, been like, if you need anything, let me know. Everyone's getting a message.
Well, this comes out Monday, so if you're
gonna get a message from me if you have even
within an hour of UStrong with Seaford.
If you're a man that has been like, by the way, have you tried this in the gym, or like you've tried dick swinging in any way, I'm gonna be like, can you show me? And come and do it.
Can you show me how to get seagull shit off windows?
I can't reach the spider web. Here's a fucking high pressure hose. Get out there.
I love it.
No, but you will be hearing from me. I will be pulling favors for this.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone. Like 100%. I will be. Jackson comes down that weekend.
He does. Mads is here too.
So they're all helping out?
Yeah.
Open day? Or...
Oh no, Mads is here for open day.
Mads is here for open day. Jackson's here for a training session.
Yeah.
And then...
Lots of loaded carries.
Yeah. You know I said I was going to start charging. I'm like, cool, you want to train? Do this first.
Yeah.
Earn your keep.
Yeah,
Go.
Yeah.
It's fine. This is what I'm going to do now. This is so much fun. So yeah, anyway, opening a gym is fun.
Yeah.
Different. It's nice. It's unusual. It's different.
Fuck. Definitely those Kappa trackies.
Yeah, it's been so interesting.
Yeah. I can't imagine doing it without the systems we already have. Or the manpower either.
It actually reinforces to me in my brain that the times that I looked at how much it would cost to open up a gym, if you think cost is the issue, it is the issue.
Yeah.
But if you think cost is the issue,
only issue, yeah.
wait until you start having to pay the subscriptions for MindBody, the subscriptions for the ads. These people don't come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There are professionals looking after that.
Yeah.
And like you can open a gym with dingy equipment and all of that and still, dress it up and make it look cute. But yeah, without the teams
even just like like essentially we've got legal
Yep.
for contracts, all of that. Then you got admin for
I need to sign my
software,
contract.
all of that kind of shit. Then you've got essentially an external app builder.
Yep.
They cost us $5,000 to build an app.
Yep.
When we built ours.
Yep.
And this one's done because we have someone in the team that can do it. Like, just there's so much more than just like selling a few memberships or like installing some equipment.
Yeah, Jason like busted his ass getting so much of the back end stuff before he went on this holiday so that I could just upload programs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And to pay someone to do that is $5,000. And if you'd never had one, you have to do that.
Yeah.
Or you're going to spend 100 hours doing it yourself from scratch. But it's just there's so many systems that we have that we've been able to just be like, this goes here, that needs a little tweak. That even like the
We've
trainer,
seen this before.
like, I know like normal standard is in gyms, and you've worked in lots of group gyms. The normal standard of like bringing on a trainer is like, go train people, and that's it. It's like we have a 50 module upskilling program, day one.
Oh yeah, you're not just coming in to coach a class and then go home.
Yeah.
Well,
so
you can do that, but there's a lot of other shit.
But just having that, like teaching them how to sell, teaching them coaching language, teaching them progression regression models, like just actually having that system in place. Because most people will be like, oh, just put on a trainer and then they can shadow, or I'll do mentoring with them, and there's like, there's no, so you're inventing a mentorship on the day.
Yeah, I think like having worked in a bunch of different group gyms before and getting the feedback from members of it being like, oh, I don't really want to do this class because blah, blah, blah's coaching, and that person doesn't really pay much attention to my barbell stuff. And it's like, cool. Of course, people are always going to have favorites, like personality-wise, absolutely. You're never going to be able to take that. And I don't want every staff member to have the same personality.
Yeah.
I think that they need to be an engaging leader and be able to step into that space, because we're not necessarily working with really young people either, and like you're going to have to, you know, be authoritative in your approach of coaching, but personality wise, like everyone's going to be really different.
Yeah,
and
just the standard has to be the same.
Exactly. I don't care whether you watch one of my classes or you do Ben's, for example, or someone else's. You know that when you come in, you're not going to leave in pain. You're not going to leave questioning whether you actually did your deadlifts properly because your coach wasn't watching.
Yeah.
And yada, yada, yada. Everyone's going to have their different strengths, but I want every single person that walks in the door, the goal is they leave happier and they leave feeling like they were cared for.
Yeah.
And it's such a culture thing. And that's like a lot of the conversations that I'm having with these members, because I'm like, cool, like you're part of the foundations, and it makes me really happy because like the conversations that we're having, so funny, all of them are yappers. And I'm like, the conversations that we're having, like this dictates the culture.
Yeah.
And you know, like I don't care whether you've had like a bad day, a good day, whatever, like that door that you walked through is where you leave it. We make everyone's experience better by, you know, putting our best foot forward. When you're in this space, this is your time. Say hello to everybody when you walk past them. You do all of the things. And I'm like, and that's what we're going to have from day one. And everyone's like, yes. I'm like, good.
Yeah, I like it. So interviews next week, which will be fun as well.
Yeah.
Be a different experience. It's like most of the people we've brought on has been almost like deal negotiation rather than interview. So that'll be a fun process to do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Sell memberships, get good trainers, fit it out. And off we go.
That's a small month.
It sounds really easy when it's 3 items. Yeah, but that's cool. So where I thought we could spin off from this, I had a really good question on the Q&A yesterday. So one of the coaches we have in there has like an abnormal market compared to what we're used to through stand-up. Works mainly in like rehabby movement space. Typical favorite clients, 50 years old.
Cool.
Pilates influenced, still some strength training, but a definite kind of movement-y bias, not a bias, if that makes sense.
Ooh, first bark.
Yeah.
That woke me up.
Yeah, it was a good one too.
Very Rottweiler. Sorry, go on.
Box head. So coming into Standout, one of her goals was to be able to eventually have an online side to her business, to be able to scale into the online space and to make that work. We've been back and forwards about it, talking about like, okay, well, you need to speak to a younger cohort, like 50 to 60. Not a lot of them. Maybe they are on Instagram, but they're not engaging very much.
They're going to tell you that they have really hard troubles using apps.
Yeah, like there's going to be friction in that. So, the example I used with her yesterday, and as I was saying it, I was like, people need to hear this because they need to think about their business, their personal training business, like a business in the real world. Yeah. And not just in a health club. So, the town I live in, I think population's like 4,500.
Okay.
And then I think Maston Ranges itself is like 11 or something.
Yeah.
There are 5 coffee shops.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them good, some of them not so good. And 2 months ago, we had a new one open in the main street. And I said, like, when we look at business as business, we need to look at position in the market. Mm-hmm. Which is fancy language, and personal trainers don't think like most of them don't talk in terms of business or think in terms of business, but position in the market is just like, why do you exist?
Yeah.
What's the purpose of this business existing? What problem does it solve? Who's it for? That kind of thing. So on the main street, there's a cafe that's like, I joke, it's like the Mafia Cafe, and everyone knows what that means. It's probably where Rick goes.
Rick would probably go there. Rick would pull up and they'll know his order.
There's 15 blokes on the tables. No,
Rick would hit on the baristas. Sweetheart.
There's 15 blokes that are all over 50, whether it's -2 or 45 outside on the tables, drinking coffee that basically tastes like black tar. And that's their spot, and that's what they do, and that's the thing.
Are they playing cards? Oh no, that's like what the WOGs do. I know the WOG equivalent of the country.
Yes. So it's them, but they're white people.
But they're white, yeah. It's not Papul.
Yeah, correct.
It's Gramps.
Yeah. So that, and then right next door to that is where I always post that I am. It's Three Little Pigs, which is like, it has a children's play area, and they have Bluey on the TV, and like it's kind of rustic and cool, and we go there.
Yeah.
Everyone from 18 to 40 goes there.
Yeah.
Then around the corner, there's this they kind of positioned themselves as specialty coffee, but it's half a bakery and there's nowhere to sit and it's a little bit awkward and okay. So I think they would have like their little loyal clientele, but that's it.
The ones that go to work.
Yeah. And then there's a Jolly Miller. Mm-hmm. And then there's one that actually probably sells more coffee in bags than produces. And it's just like in the IGA complex, which is pretty good coffee, but it's a little bit out of the way. It's hard to get into. So this place, Three Little Pigs has, and the one in the IGA, have good coffee.
Yeah.
Don't open until 7:30, 8 o'clock. Gisborne's 45 minutes from the city, or maybe 40.
If you're getting coffee on the way to work.
So you need 5:30 through till 8 to make your work schedule and pick up a coffee on the way. Mm. But they're not positioned as that. They want you to buy food. They want you to sit down. Huge amounts of chairs. So it's almost like a pop-up shop.
Yeah.
It's like 4 food items, toasties and a couple of snacks that someone else drops off, and it's just coffee. There's 5 seats in the whole place, which essentially is just where you sit to wait for your coffee, and there's a couple out the front. You go in, and from day one it was like, what's your name? What's your kid's name? Try and remember the order. I've seen you at the gym. Like super chatty, which none of the other coffee shops in town are.
Interesting.
So it's the place. You're on the way to work. You walk in. Like, oh, hey, Ben, long mac today or a latte? Long mac today, thanks. Bang, off you go. So positioned in the market, you go, cool, it's saturated in Gisborne. And like in the residence page, it's like, fucking another coffee shop.
The fucking Karens.
Yeah, but then you look at it and you go, okay.
You're different.
Position in the market is, we're just coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee, an amazing service.
Yeah.
And every single comment when they opened, again in the residence, was so nice to be greeted, so nice to be asked my name, super friendly, amazing service, bang, 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 bang. It was like they just walked out and went like, this is missing and we can do it.
Yep.
If it was another town 15 minutes down the road
Yep.
with half the population that most people live and work locally and don't drive to the city, they don't commute, it wouldn't work. Because no one's going to just drop in at 5 a.m. for a coffee.
Yeah.
And then go back to work on their property. Like it's not what's going to happen.
No.
So being able to identify what is my actual position in the market, and then coming back to this example, there's no position in the market really for online coaching for a 50-year-old.
No.
So it doesn't make sense to pursue that.
I get trying to be the first to do it, and I get trying to do that, but you also have to think of like what is realistic.
Yeah. Then we need to talk about problems, and this is inside sports. The biggest problem we have with Standout PT, marketing it, selling it, we think it's the best program on earth, and every personal trainer that completes it does exceptionally well.
Everyone that completes all the modules gets at least 300% increase in their revenue.
So the challenge is when you speak to personal trainers, the problems we know they have, they don't think it's problems.
Yeah.
So we have to actually educate you that you have a problem and then sell you the solution. So that in itself is challenging.
Because you don't want to shit on someone's business, but you have to highlight what will come up as a... Yeah, like how easy would it be to bring someone on board and be like, yeah, of course we'll help you market to your niche.
Yeah.
La 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 la, ignoring what their niche is and the fact that it's not going to work, like 50-year-olds on apps.
Correct.
With back pain, chronic back pain that don't know how to move.
Yeah, and it's like, but I've always just got a bank transfer and like I've always just used this system and like...
My clients are loyal, so I don't need minimum terms.
Correct.
Like my retention rate is over a year. Yeah. I don't need a minimum term.
Yeah, but you charge $30. Like, it's getting people, even just like the budget. It's like, I'm okay. Like, okay. Are ya? Like, what happens when 6 people leave?
Yeah.
Like, so we have to do a lot of education, and that's why the number one source of leads for Standout is the podcast.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to 10 hours this, you're like, fuck, my business is miles away from where it should be.
Yeah.
But if you just go into your PT room, your business is fine because it's the same as everyone else. So that in itself is a bit of a issue. And you could maybe go, like, all right, well, I'm going to go to this 50-year-old market. And like, we're using that as an example, but it can be anything.
Yeah.
A lot of PTs are out there trying to sell problems they sell solutions to problems that people either don't care about or don't have. Like trying to go into a Good Life Health Club and be like, I'm going to sell performance. It's like, no, you're going to train people through performance for a body composition outcome. Because 90% of the people in there want to look better.
Correct.
And their training modality can be performance focused, but the outcome needs to be fat loss or you're not going to win. Like that's where so many people break down.
I want to be the different trainer and
Yeah.
You have to sell the same result.
Yeah, and you can have different training styles and you can present it differently and do all that kind of stuff, and it's awesome. But ultimately, you have to conform to what the client wants as an outcome.
Yeah.
Which is 9 times out of 10 going to be body composition in a health club. So then the issue was like, this coach was like, I can't connect with younger people. I just don't. I'm like, okay, do you have any? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, if you put all of your clients in a room, would they find something to talk about? Yeah. Like, okay. So it's not age orientated. It's values or life experience or interest or something. If all of my clients come together, it's going to be a fucking great time. Because everyone gets along.
Literally the lift off.
Exactly.
I hadn't met 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a fucking party.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And then me, Amy, and Mads rock up. We all get along as well straight away.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? You're finding a tribe of people that connect on different levels, but in the outside world, all totally different. Like you've got coaches, nurses, engineers,
Police officer,
fucking police.
yeah.
Like they're all different.
Yeah.
And they're all different ages. So it's not that.
Yeah.
And this trainer in particular was like hung up on like, it has to be a 40-year-old. Just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know that person. I'm like, well, what you're good at is taking people from being in pain and uncomfortable to not being in pain and uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. When I say a 40-year-old, that could mean Rick Rogan, the beat-up ex-footballer that is 100-mile-an-hour bullet a gate all the time, super high D, really driven, wants to be yelled at, wants to be slogged, let's go.
Yep.
Or it's someone post 3 kids that hasn't been to the gym, that hasn't really recovered from the pregnancy yet, that really needs some nurturing and support and care to get back to feeling themselves. They're both 40 years old. How you communicate, the language you use, how you show up, all of that is going to determine which of those people come to you.
Yeah.
So, coming off the same conversation, spoke to one of the girls the week before, and I was like, I hope we've done a few sessions together. Like, I didn't just fucking fire this at her first week. But I said, I think you need to be less professional. And she was like, what do you mean? I'm like, do you have heaps of clients you don't really connect with? She's like, yeah. I'm like, it's because you're not yourself.
Yeah.
You're presenting what you think people want, and then you get into these relationships, like coaching relationships
because
with
that's
people,
what they want.
And you're like, oh, fuck, I have to, this is really hard. I have to like force this. Just because when you show up, you're worried about looking smarter, professional, whatever it is. Like, I think the term she used was like, I want people to know that I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But they don't care. They just want to like you.
Yeah.
They want to get along with you. And if they do that and you are good at your job, you'll get results. So there was a really long-winded conversation about understanding your niche. But I've been playing with this heaps because there's a handful of coaches that we're working with that are like, I want to work with this specific outcome. And there's only so many of those people. Yeah. Remember Thomas Lilly saying like there's 1,000 registered powerlifters in Australia. And there's probably fucking 500 coaches.
Yeah.
So it's like, out of those 1,000, probably 500 of them are coaches.
Yeah.
So deciding I want to be a powerlifting coach is like, power to you if you want to do it, but it's limited market.
Absolutely.
Deciding I want to work with people who are driven and enjoy pushing themselves in the gym and blah, 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 blah.
Enjoy lifting weights.
It doesn't fucking matter if they compete. You'll still have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I spoke a lot. You say things.
No. No, I think you've like touched on it a lot recently, and it's stop looking for the after photos and start producing them.
Yeah.
Produce the after photos, and then the people that look like the after photos, and I'm using after photos as a general term. The after photo could be your deadlift glow up. It could be a PB. It could be getting the first pull up, being pain free, all of the things. By, you know, your clients on your stories. I can't remember. That was this podcast. Yes. Talking about, you know, your clients posting pull ups on their stories or being comfortable to post back squats on their stories or whatever it is. You're then going to attract people that want that outcome by your clients posting it. But not every single one of those people posting it came to you confident enough doing that already.
Yeah.
So not being no one is above taking people from nothing to that after. Like, that's literally your job. Like, that's what you're there for. And you're going to significantly limit yourself as a coach. Set yourself up for a dead end if that after-ish is what you're just like trying to achieve, and like pigeonholing to one specific outcome versus one specific theme.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was interesting because like that's obviously been the thread that we've been following, and then this was almost like the other end of the spectrum. Yeah. Was like, no, you think you have to work with everyone that's 40 years old.
No, yeah.
Just because they use Instagram. It's like, no. You still want to work with the people that share the stuff that you have, that you like, values, interests, goals, personality type, whatever, of that spectrum of the age group of 35 to 45. Yeah. It's not everyone that's 35 to 45 what is the specific person that you want to talk to inside that age bracket. It's just like the age bracket's one metric, not the metric.
Yeah.
And then on the other end, the outcome isn't the metric. It's the same. Goals, values, how they show up, their personality type. That's what's actually going to get you clients that you're enjoying working with.
Yeah.
And success long term. And on that side of the spectrum, you actually build the outcomes that over time creates a more advanced clientele book. But if you're not looking to do that, I think a lot of people, because this was my next topic, a lot of people are attracting clients that they're marketing to people that they don't want to train.
A lot. Yeah, I'm not sure whether that's out of it's probably out of a scarcity mindset.
100%. Yeah.
Because it's Sally wants to, no, that's a bad name because I've got a badass called Sally. Karen wants to lose 25 kilos, and I know so many people that are sedentary and work in offices and 40 years old, or mums. Actually, this is a really good example because I've spoken to a trainer about this before. I know so many postpartum mums that want to lose weight and get back to themselves and blah, blah, blah. But then the same trainer is incredibly frustrated when said mum can't get her sessions in.
Yeah.
And when
or get 8 hours sleep or track her macros or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. When said mum is like, I can't track my macros and I got 2 sessions in this week. And they're like, well, do you want results? It's like, well, do you want to work with that market actually?
Correct. Yeah.
Because there is...
My biggest trigger is busy.
Yeah.
Are you a busy male? Are you a busy mom? Are you a busy whatever? I'm like, you don't want busy people. No. Because busy people are going to prioritize everything else. You're saying...
This is allowed to be low.
I'm advertising to people who don't prioritize the training.
Yeah.
So you have a lot going on. Cool. But you're too busy to train. Here's short workouts. Here's whatever. So it's like, okay, so you're telling these people that you're going to provide the solution without them really changing anything.
Correct. You're prefacing that their inability to prioritize their health and fitness is accepted in your coaching space.
Yeah. And then the other one's motivation. Are you lacking motivation? Online coaching? Fuck that, man.
And you know what? This is the same as what we talk about with, it's okay if you want to do things your way and not see results. As a trainer, it's okay to attract these people and have them on your book and paying you, but not if you're going to complain about pushing shit uphill. Correct.
Yeah. You have to be passionate about solving the problem. Yeah. And that was the next point I had. And the mum one's great for that. It's like, if you're really excited about that and you're willing to be like,
you have to have the patience of a saint.
Well done.
Yeah.
2 sessions this week. Sounds like it was great. That was the best you could do. That's 100% out of what we had available this week. Awesome job. What are you committing to next week? What does the week look like? If you're that coach, amazing. Talk to that person. Because the last one I had was bad relationships with food. Because that's the thing, right? It's like, well, I just really want to help people. And from a sales point of view, pulling those emotional strings.
I can step in anecdotally on this one. As somebody that happily shares my relationship with food journey over time, or I got really frustrated at the end of last year, early this year, with the fact that I was troubleshooting. People were wanting me to troubleshoot things that were way out of my realm.
Yeah.
And it just was not working out for me. And I'm like, okay, by sharing my own experiences and whatnot, I have attracted clientele that are currently struggling with their relationship with food. And I'm very, very good at helping women navigate this. But it stepped a little bit too far.
Yeah.
So I have completely changed my language around the way that I do that now. And it's okay. These people are still coming to me, but it's with different expectations.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's actually the coach that I told not to be so professional, we talked about this as well. Exactly the same situation where I was like, you're putting out all this content, 5 minutes, 4 minutes. You're putting out all this content speaking to people that are scared, unmotivated, have bad relationships with food, are insecure, etc., etc., etc. You're getting just that.
Yeah.
If you start to put out, I work with poor relationships with food. I work with... half of my client base is about calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Jessica, why are you taking the Cybex to minus 1 rep in reserve. And you're like, I only did 2 sets. Okay, it's fine. Got it. But a lot of what I do is that.
Yeah.
I don't market that.
No.
And I don't market sorting out relationships with food, but I have endless testimonials about it because I don't want to just attract that person. But if it's there, I can solve the problem.
You don't want it to be your selling point.
Yeah, and also I don't want to... The way I solve the problem is to shrink it.
Yeah.
Like that's... we're not going to sit here and talk about your poor relationship with food for 30 minutes a week. I'm going to be like, okay, so you ate out on Saturday. How come you didn't track it?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't want to look at it. Well, just track it. It's just fucking numbers. Who cares?
Yeah.
We'll see what the data does next week. All of a sudden, all the fear, all the guilt, all the everything goes away. And like, that's how I deal with it. So,
and people, the clients that I was like having an issue with were like, that was insufficient to them. Because they were like, but what else do I do? But what else? I'm like, this is how.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, which is fine. It's like you go work with someone that's going to escalate for you if that's what you need. It's not how I deal with it, which is why I don't put out content about it.
Yep.
Because I don't want to escalate it for you and then you be like, I need the secret that Ben has because I don't have the secret.
Correct.
I can just show you wins and then you'll be like, oh, it's actually fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a lot of the trap that people are getting into is that stuff. It's like having a stop, think about why your business exists, what its place in the market is, what are you actually solving that maybe others aren't. But because a lot of people do that, like I'm special, I work with busy 35-year-old males because they're corporate execs and they have heaps of money and there's heaps of them and I can make heaps of money doing it. And then A, they don't get results because those people aren't actually invested. And B, they get frustrated that they're not the
priority. They're not getting the results. They don't connect.
Correct. So yeah, just taking a step back and reviewing why does your business exist.
I think that's a great.
Push your lats forward, pull your elbows back.
Elbows backwards, yep. I'll go get a posing lesson today.
All right. Thanks, guys. Subscribe, like. Thank you, Jess, again.
Thank you.
Jason will be back next week, I think.
Don't kick me off next week. Jason sits in... Oh, my God. Jason could sit in the cuck chairs.
Fuck. I love how you caught it and then went, nah, I'm saying it anyway.
If you made it this far, you're welcome.
Yeah, just what a way to end. Like, share, subscribe, go to the website. There is a value compass on there which will help you determine your position in the market, who your client is, how you solve their problems, and why. See you next week.